Hello everyone. Let's jump right in. Today we are going to discuss a phenomenon that fundamentally challenges one of the most basic biological rules we are taught. We are looking at the environmental architects of sex. When we ask the question boy or a girl, our minds usually go straight to genetics. We think of the chromosomes that provide clear and permanent instructions for sexual development. In the majority of animal species, including humans, sex is determined at conception by a fixed genetic code. We are familiar with the XXXY mechanism in mammals or the ZWZZ mechanism in birds. It is simple, cut and dry. But for some species, the answer isn't in their genes at all. For them, sex is not predetermined at conception. Instead, it literally depends. We call this environmental sex determination or ESD. In this system, external environmental factors trigger the developmental pathway towards male or female. This is a powerful demonstration of developmental plasticity found in certain reptiles, fishes, and even in marine invertebrates. Today, we will explore two classic and contrasting examples of these strategies. Let's kick things off with a fascinating example from the ocean floor involving a marine worm called Bonellia viridis. This species exhibits one of the most extreme examples of sexual dimorphism in animal kingdom. The difference is staggering. The female is a large, independent creature living on the seafloor. The male, however, is microscopic, only 1 to 3 millimeter long. He spends his life living as a parasite inside her body. So, how does this happen? How can two members of the same species turn out so completely different? It comes down to locational luck. The sex of a Bonellia larva is determined entirely by its immediate chemical environment. Imagine a tiny larva floating in the ocean. It faces a decision tree based on where it lands. If the undifferentiated larva settles on the seafloor, away from any adult female, it receives no chemical exposure. Consequently, it develops into a large independent female. However, if the larva makes contact with the proboscis of an adult female, it is exposed to a pigment she secretes called bonylin. This single chemical cue halts the larval normal development. It forces the organism to mature into a tiny symbiotic male. That was a chemical trigger. Now, let's shift gear to our next animal, that is crocodile. Moving from the ocean floor to the river bank, we find a completely different form of environmental sex determination. Crocodile lacks sex chromosomes. For them, the critical environmental factor is not a chemical, but the temperature of their nest during egg incubation. The precision here is remarkable. Sex is determined during a sensitive window in the middle third of the incubation period. As you can see on this chart, the average temperature dictates the sex ratio of the entire clutch. Low range, that is between 28 to 30 degrees Celsius, a cooler nest produces mostly females. However, if you crank the temperature up, the nest produces mostly males. Whereas at intermediate temperature, we get mixed sexes, that is both male and female. The system is incredibly sensitive. A difference of just 1 to 2 degrees Celsius can flip the dominant sex of the offspring. So, what is actually happening inside the egg? The temperature directly influences the activity of a critical enzyme called aromatase. Higher temperature lead to low aromatase activity. This results in the production of testosterone and male development, whereas lower temperatures allow for high aromatase activity. This increases estrogen production, leading to female development. The temperature is literally the key that opens or closes the hormone floodgates. Let's step back and compare these two strategies. Whether it is the chemical cue of bonelin in the marine worm or the incubation temperature for the crocodile, the principle is the same. The biological impact in both cases is a radical changes in the developmental pathway. The environment is calling the shots on who becomes male and who becomes female. This is an amazing example of how clever nature can be. Environmental sex determination is a testament to the flexibility and diversity of reproductive strategies. By linking sex to environmental conditions, the species can potentially adjust their sex ratios to suit local conditions. However, there is a flip side. Reliance on a stable environment becomes a massive weakness when the environment starts to change. The mechanism of temperature dependent sex determination reveals a critical modern vulnerability. As global temperature rise, this delicate thermal balance is under threat. Looking at the spectrum, sustained temperature increases above 34 degrees Celsius could result in clutches that are exclusively male. Over time, this skewing of ratios could severely impact population viability and threaten the survival of the species. This brings us to our conclusion. These phenomena remind of us of the intricate and sometimes fragile relationship between an organism and its surrounding world. For these creatures, the environment is not merely a backdrop of their lives, it is the very architect of their identity.